Before we begin, let me ask you something. What if death wasn't the end, but simply a return? Across the planet, humanity has created astonishing ways to honor the dead. Some raise their ancestors to the sky. Others let them rest among trees, cliffs, or fire. Every ritual tells a story about life, spirit, and the meaning of goodbye. These are the world's most unusual burial rituals. Hidden beside the serene Lake Batur in Bali lies Trunyan Village, home to the ancient Bali Aga people, a community whose funeral practice defies the norm. Here, the dead are not buried and not burned. Instead, their bodies are gently placed under a sacred tree called Taru Menyan, which means the fragrant tree. Despite being an open-air cemetery, the place doesn't smell of decay. Locals believe the Taru Menyan releases a powerful natural fragrance that neutralizes the scent of death. The deceased are laid on bamboo platforms, covered with woven cloth, surrounded by offerings of flowers and food. Over time, their bodies return naturally to the earth, and their skulls are carefully arranged on stone altars nearby, as quiet witnesses to the cycle of life. For the Trunyan people, death is not something to hide. It's an honest return to nature, where life and decay live side by side in peace. High in the limestone cliffs of Sagada, wooden coffins hang from the rock faces like echoes of the afterlife. The Igorot people believe that the higher a body is placed, the closer the spirit is to heaven. Each coffin is hand-carved by the person before their death, a symbolic act of preparation for their final journey. When the time comes, family members climb steep cliffs to hang the coffin with ropes and vines. Up there, it remains untouched by the ground, forever closer to the sky. A ritual of bravery, respect, and eternal elevation. For the Zoroastrians, purity is sacred. Earth, water, and fire must never be polluted, not even by human remains. So, instead of burial or cremation, the dead are placed atop circular stone towers called dakma, or towers of silence. There, the bodies are exposed to the sun and to vultures who consume the flesh, returning life to life. It's a ritual that may seem grim to outsiders, yet to the Parsis, it's a final act of harmony with nature, leaving no trace, no corruption, only balance. In the Himalayan highlands, where the ground is frozen and firewood is scarce, Tibetan Buddhists practice jator, meaning giving alms to the birds. Monks prepare the body by cutting it into pieces, offering it to vultures who soar above the mountains. They believe the body is an empty vessel, and feeding it to birds helps the soul ascend toward enlightenment. It's not about death, it's about compassion. Even in the end, one gives back to life. In the misty highlands of Sulawesi, the Toraja people treat death as an extended passage rather than a single moment. Funerals here can take months or even years to prepare, involving entire villages. The ceremonies are filled with music, dances, and buffalo sacrifices, all meant to guide the spirit toward the afterlife. The dead are buried in cliffside tombs, watched over by tautau, life-sized wooden effigies carved to resemble the deceased.
Each figure stands as a guardian, reminding the living that those who've passed are still part of the community. In Madagascar, death doesn't end the relationship between the living and the dead, it strengthens it. Every few years, families reopen their ancestors' tombs in a ceremony called Famarihana, or the turning of the bones. They rewrap the remains in fresh silk and dance joyfully with them to live music. It's a reunion, not a mourning, a celebration of love that refuses to fade with time. For ancient Vikings, the sea was both life and destiny. When a noble or warrior died, they were laid to rest in a ship, complete with weapons, treasures, and sometimes even animals, to sail toward the afterlife. The ship symbolized a final voyage to Valhalla, the hall of eternal glory. It was not a goodbye, it was a grand departure.
Deep in the Amazon, the Yanomami people of Brazil and Venezuela practice one of the rarest rituals, endo-cannibalism. When a loved one dies, their body is cremated, and the ashes are mixed with banana soup. The family drinks it together, believing that by consuming the ashes, the spirit of the dead lives on inside them. To outsiders, it may sound disturbing, but to the Yanomami, it's the ultimate act of love and remembrance, ensuring the person never truly leaves. Across the world, these rituals reveal something universal, that death isn't just an end, but a reflection of how deeply we value life. Some cultures build monuments, some dance with bones, and some simply let nature take its course. Because in every tradition, there's one truth. We never really say goodbye, only see you again. Across the world, these rituals reveal something universal, that death isn't just an end, but a reflection of how deeply we value life. Some cultures build monuments, some dance with bones, and some simply let nature take its course. Because in every tradition, there's one truth. We never really say goodbye, only see you again. If you enjoyed this journey through the world's most unusual burial rituals, hit that like button. Drop a comment about which ritual fascinated you the most, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories where the ordinary meets the unbelievable. This is Random Things, reminding you that the world is stranger and more beautiful than we think.